Ready to go live. Okay, says we're live. What's up, everybody? So things look a little bit different, I know. You guys don't know that. But we had laptop trouble last night. I went to set up the StreamYard and my computer came up with I don't know what kind of screen, but it wouldn't go to the home screen. So I got the tablet, the phone, and the other phone set up. And so good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Tom. So we're gonna roll with this, and who knows? Maybe it'll be better. I don't know. It may be better to have the phones because it was easier to set up because I didn't have to carry so much stuff out. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, I haven't seen these in a while.
Yep, they've been in my. They've been in the garage. They've been in the cupboard. They've been around. So what he's talking about, these little cauldrons. They are 2 cups to the rim. So what that means is we will not be able to get a full can of soup in there, but we'll fill it up about 3/4 and it'll be fine. We're just doing the taste test to see whether these things are worth buying. Somebody I saw, I think it was a Wolf Pit. I think is who I saw do the review of them, and I try to get to these before poor guy outdoor cooking before he gets to them because he does a lot of reviews with his wife and kids, and I try to get to him before he does because I try not to do the same thing. He did the Jack Link's soups and chilies and stuff, and hated every one of them. So I was like, "Yep, I'm glad I didn't buy those." So these little 2-cup cauldrons will be perfect for the chilies, and it happened to work out because I have 4 chilies and I had 4 cauldrons. They used to be Rusty's. They've been in my garage in my possession for going on 10 years.
So has it been that long?
It's been a long time.
I know whenever I bought them, I got them for Boy Scouts because we made baked apples in them. We actually set apples in there with butter and cinnamon and sugar and stuff, and then set those cauldrons inside a big Dutch oven. And that's how we bake the apples inside a Dutch oven.
So what's that? Possession is 9/10 of the law. So I've got 4 of these 2-cup cauldrons.
When I was looking for them, I was trying to find some with lids. Yeah. And I couldn't find some with lids.
So basically, we're just going to get these heated up. I just got some charcoal with a couple little splits of wood just to get going for the ambiance. I didn't really have a plan, but it works out fine, just like that. So we'll do I didn't turn that camera on. Let me get up and do that one.
Yeah, I will.
Oh. Let's see here. This one I was going to set to video.
Oh, we are going to. She's ordering it now. We do need a new fan for that.
Okay.
It comes on whenever I first turn on the computer.
Yep.
It spins for maybe 15, 20 seconds, and then it stops. And then the computer slows down because it's overheating.
Okay. So we needed so my computer's jacked. I don't know what it is. You were thinking it's not the motherboard or the...
I don't think it's the motherboard. After the show, I brought my enclosure and I'll test the hard drive. Other than that, it could be a corrupted BIOS. I'm not sure what it is either.
Because the downside to that laptop is it's about 10 years old. And it has all my cookbook stuff, the little odds and ends I've been writing for a book that the kids wanted, just stories and history stuff that I know that I could write down for them so they would have that. Pay and I were kicking around a website a while back over the summer, and all that stuff is saved on there. So I'm really hoping I can recover all that because it's the only place I got it.
Yeah. And
I'm kind of bummed that.
Well, I'll do my best. You know that.
Yep. So
one of the perks of having an IT guy on staff.
Yeah. So what's up, Madwood? So yeah, things are going good here. Charlie had his first night below freezing. That sucks.
Oh wow.
So, well, all right. Those are probably warmed up enough. Because I got my fire a little hot. So if you want to take one.
Want to spray them first?
No. I didn't bring any spray. So so as you go through it, we'll read them and see what they are. Like that one's the beer cheese.
Yeah, this one is sausage and beer cheese with potatoes.
Now, like the PBR beer cheese, I was not a fan of, and I am not a fan of beer cheese to begin with.
I'm not either.
What's up, Lep? I am not a fan of beer cheese at all, so I don't know. Well, I don't have very high hopes with this one after the PBR, but we'll see. And Tom was asking about the sodium content. I believe that whole can is like, just leave the spatula in it. The whole can of sodium is 1910 milligrams. That's the whole can. That is a ton. That is a lot of sodium. But there's 2 servings per can, so figure that one out.
See, I put too much in the first one, so I learned my lesson.
Yep. This one is the steakhouse style steak and bean. That little bit there doesn't taste bad. And it has 1440 for the whole can. Mags, what's going on, brother? Johnny Mags is in. So this one here is the barbecue style grilled chicken and fire roasted corn. Sounds good.
It does.
It sounds good. The picture looks good. The sodium is 1490 for the whole can. Because, I mean, realistically, are you only eating half a can? I mean, we're going to because we have 4. But realistically, is anybody eating only half a can? Well, Johnny Mags, they had me intrigued too, and I watched the Wolf Pit do a little video, and I was like, okay, let me put some distance between us, and let's try these. This one is a smokehouse-style grilled chicken and potato roasted vegetables. That one sounds really good too.
I think we need to let me get one of those ladles. I need to get some out of that first one I did. But we got no way of stirring it or anything.
Well, you got this thing right there to stir.
Yeah, but it's going to splash everywhere. I got too much in this one.
Okay, whatever. Just keep that ladle for that one because I got a ladle for all of them. So anyway, these, all of them but the beer cheese sound good. That's just my opinion. Because I don't like beer cheese. So now we got to keep these. Which one was the blue one? That one? Which one's got corn in it? I already mixed them up. Well, we know the beer cheese is there and that one there. So the blue one, I think, is over there. I don't know. Which one's got corn in it? The idea was we were going to put these in. And
this has got corn in it.
Okay, so that might be this one.
This has got corn in it.
Well, that's not good. So one has chicken and one has steak. That one's chicken. Are you contaminating?
I might be cross-contaminating, but
No. We have spatulas for all of them. We don't want to cross-contaminate to screw up our tasting abilities. So the chicken's this one.
that one.
That one is that one.
So there's the chicken.
Yeah, these two are. I got them right.
Okay.
I got them right. Yeah. We don't want to cross-contaminate because we don't want to fool our palates with other tasting stuff. So, Nate, rock stars in the chat this morning. You know what? All you guys, man, I'm glad y'all are here. So I might need another piece of wood already. They're kind of simmering a little. They're not even simmering now. They was. But
the cast iron's already absorbed the cold soup.
Yeah, it's taking a minute. But I see the steam though. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're on to so which one has you intrigued?
The steakhouse style, which would be this one right here.
Okay. The steak one.
Right. The barbecue style, I'm not really excited about.
Yep. Okay.
The beer cheese, I'm not really excited about.
The beer cheese, I mean, that's just me. I'm not a beer cheese guy. Nope.
That ain't the chicken one?
Front one.
This one.
Yeah. I mean, that one looks good.
It does.
There you go. We're trying to do this scientifically. Yeah. So I even got separate ladles for all the soups. So you can color match like you already did. Check that crap out. All right. And I got separate sample jar.
And that was accidental.
I know. But it's still good. So
now look at the way that one's simmering now.
Yeah, I like that. Good. Okay. So you think you're gonna like the steak soup bit. Okay. The fire roasted has kind of got me interested. I'm kind of interested in this barbecue style grilled chicken fire roasted. These two, this one looks really good in the jar, or right there. That one looks really good.
It almost has a chicken and dumplings appearance.
Kind of like it's almost like you would expect to see that one at Olive Garden. And the joy of this is you can pick that up and move it if it's getting too hot. We don't want to burn anything. But all right. Well, that's all I got for the day. So
now this one is starting to do its simmering.
Yep. Starting to simmer. Might need to get another little stick in there, huh? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Let's see. Whoa, I missed something in the chat here. The nor'easter, big winds and rain knocked out power for Tuesday. Yeah. Is that the moonshines behind you? No. Strictly for medicinal purposes. No, actually, I don't have any moonshine. I unfortunately, I guess, got sober before I could build a still. Scotty, what's going on, brother? Made flowers. So we tried to decorate a little bit, for Halloween because it is coming up in a week. Yeah, next week. Next weekend. But anyway, so I tried to decorate a little bit, you know, low budget stuff. You might have to push it down or turn it around a little bit so it falls in the set. There you go. See, they all fit.
The rest of them, none of them are
Simmering like
bubbling like that one.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's see. So Halloween cooks. I got asked the other day about is there any kind of Halloween foods like cooks, that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? You want like a skeleton with the ribs? You want a foot like made out of meatloaf? Like I started talking about some of the different ones that we've done
Right.
for collabs, for videos.
I remember one that I've done. It was they were called bat wings,
Mhm.
where you soak the chicken wings in a soy sauce, black food coloring, just a mixture, and it gave it a black appearance whenever they cooked it, and they came out really good.
Tommy at the Backyard Gallery just did bat wings with no dye, where he just basically gave them a real good char and then smoked them all.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a reverse sear on wings, if you will. It's pretty cool. I've done bat wings, but I don't know. Kind of one of those. It's you almost have to have a party,
Right.
like going to a Halloween party, which we don't really do much of. I don't get invited to Halloween parties, but that's okay.
Well, since my daughter is 27 now, fixing to be 28, every year we used to have a Halloween party for her birthday at the house because her birthday is October the 29th. And so all her life she's had Halloween birthday parties. And you and the girls, whenever they were younger, y'all used to come up every year for that.
Yep.
Remember that one year we put together that big 10 by 20 tent in the backyard? Man.
You got it off of, it was before Temu, but it was about the same thing. It was,
yeah, I got it off of eBay.
It was cobbled together, and then we rednecked the heck out of it.
And then,
because the first night you left it up,
and the wind tore it down.
Yeah.
We were fixing the metal poles with duct tape.
And dowel rods. Whatever we had laying around, we fixed it. And it lasted the event. But we put it up the day before the party. And then the party, or that night, big storm blew through, tore it up. And then it was, we were having the party outside. So, yeah, we put it all back together. And
after the party, I went ahead and didn't even try to save it. We just threw it all away.
Yeah.
And then I bought another one because I found it, 10 by 20 tent for $90 back then was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And so I bought another one.
It's still a good one.
It's still in the box. It's never been pulled out. And that one was her sweet 16 party. And she's 27 now. So that's 11 years ago.
Yep. I'm going to have a use for it. So locate it. Don't get it out. Just locate it.
It's right there in the front of my shed. So I know I've got two of them actually. So
Scotty says use those, or Tom's backyard says Tom's Food Factory. I'm getting y'all jacked up, man. I'm sorry. Tom's Food Factory says use the cauldrons for witch's brew or witch's stew. Yeah. There was several different things. We've done apple pies. We've done the baked apples, soups, cornbread. I mean, I've used them for a number of different things over the years. And what I like about them, especially now, because it's just me and the wife, is it's single serving basically. Right. And they're cool looking. I mean, really. I wouldn't mind finding a few more, but hey, whatever. It's one of those that if you find them, you pick them up, and I use them. I don't know.
I got those on eBay.
Yep. And when you first brought them to me, I had to go through and make sure they weren't, because they're Taiwan. I wanted to make sure they weren't cracked. Because shipped and shipped again and shipped again, and who knows what kind of life they've had prior to me getting them, 10 years ago. So now that I own them, I I always count them in my hey, what's your cast iron number? Like, how many pieces you got? I always count them because possession's 9/10 of the law.
You know, I think it'd be cool to have a big cauldron, make a big old pot of chili, and have, you know, I got these 4, get 4 more, have 8 of them around the big pot of chili, and serve it in the
Serve
chili.
it out, yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of chili, I kind of taxed myself with the group that I walk with and stuff to orchestrate a chili cook-off in January.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I was thinking like something like this would be really cool, but you know, for the first time, see how it goes. You know, we're not going to have probably not that many chilies. We're not going to have like judges like walk around. It's going to be completely free, just a chance for all of us guys to get together and hang out with our wives and, you know, just make it chili, and then probably do like you get a ticket. You get 2 tickets, 2 different colored tickets, and one would be best decorated booth. And your booth is only like a section of the table wide enough for a crock pot. So it's a 18 by 24 because your crock pot's 18 inches, and then 24 because that's what your table depth is. And then you can decorate it any way you want, but you have to have your sample cups, your crock pot, and so like a little name tag of what your chili is. And then across the room will be another area set up with the corresponding buckets that have where you drop your ticket for the one you like the best in. It is stew season, yeah. Meat stew. Wife and I were talking about doing I got some London broil the other day. Found them on sale, so I got 2 of them. And thinking about chopping that up and maybe grinding, I don't know yet, and making a beef stew with it. But anyway, so I've been in this chili mode the last 4 or 5 days, like looking at different decoration ideas. I'm just gonna make some cheesy trophy, you know, nothing big, you know, probably soup cans, whatever, I don't know, but I'll figure something out. And but I think it'll be pretty fun, and I'm probably going to keep it no cost to anybody that wants to show up, because I was like, that just gets messy, you know. And the idea was, well, you could do it as a fundraiser for the men's shelter, and which is the first thing that came up of the handful of people I've talked to. And I said, but 1, I don't want to deal with that, and 2, we do enough with the men's shelter already. It would just be redundant.
Right.
And they were all like, oh yeah, that's a good point. So, but yeah. So what do you guys think of that? Can't go wrong with a chili. You know, and that's why I was kind of thinking, because everybody thinks their chili's the best. And if it's your peers judging, you know, which one do they like the best? And it's not for like any hurt feelings or anything, because it's going to be sort of blind, because you're going to the other end of the room or the other end of the tent to cast your vote. And then at the end of the 2 or 3 hours, whatever we do it, then we count, you know, how many, like booth number 3 has five tickets for best booth and has 3 tickets for best chili. And then you go to number 6, if we have 6, would have 10 best chilies and 4, you know, best booth. You know, I think it's just something fun.
And if you really wanted to, you could actually make the sample cups at the other end of the event and have the samples up there, so they could actually taste them and not know anything about who made them, cast their vote. Then they can walk out to where everybody's table is set up, and they can make their determination as far as visual.
I kind of want the person. I'll kind of want the person serving like scooping out and serving the samples. That way you kind of, you know whose booth is at, but you don't know. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if you didn't want them to know,
Yeah.
you could have the samples.
I don't want the contestants to know everything.
Right.
I don't want to see them drop a ticket in and be like, well, you didn't drop one of mine. You know, I want to keep that part separate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
But I don't know. There's still details. I just started this. Don't let the Texan compete or judge. They're snooty. Chili is very individual to each cook. Chili is one of those. It is. What am I trying to say? It is probably the most argued and coveted dish I've ever come across. And I say that because everybody thinks their chili's the best because that's what they had growing up. You tend to, if you eat a lot of Wendy's chili, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong.
I love it.
Yours is like Wendy's chili.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is not. Mine is, and I like mine because it is very low cost, and I've been using it for 20 years. Honey Badger just did a chili. That dude's been on a spree this week doing lives. He's doing like a marathon today. But he did a chili video, and he was like, nobody ever uses V8 juice. And I've been doing that for 20 years. I don't chop any vegetables. I use salsa. So I have V8 juice and I have salsa, and then it's beans. And you do 2 cans of white, 2 cans of light kidney beans, and 2 cans of dark kidney beans. You must rinse the beans thoroughly before you put them in, because that gives it a whole different taste. Like my kids, they know how I make it, and then if my wife, she just dumps the juice in and all.
And I do too.
And the kids will say, we don't like this one. They knew who made it because of that tinny flavor.
And I've done it both ways, and I can't tell the difference. So why spend the time rinsing the stuff off? I just dump it in. I cannot taste the difference.
Which is odd because you're so picky. You're so picky on what you eat that you don't pick up that difference. But they are like my kids, and I can pick that up.
But one thing I will tell you, when I'm using my beans, it has to be Hanover beans. I mean, I've tried Bush's.
That's interesting.
I've tried the store brand. I've tried so many other ones. But the Hanover beans that I have to use, and I only use dark. I use light because a lot of times you go to the store and they don't have one or the other.
Okay.
They might only have dark, or might only have light.
Yeah.
But I've never mixed them unless there was only one of each. But I always use 2 cans of the beans. I don't know if I don't have the tinning flavor because Hanover has this white coating inside of their cans, so their beans never touch the aluminum. I don't know, but I can't taste the difference, so I just dump it in the juice and all.
So Tom, I was thinking about doing the tokens as they come through. So you get a token and you put it in everybody's, everyone, and then whoever has the most. But I was like, really? Who wants to sit there and count a whole bucket? You know, it's kind of like counting pennies. You get tired after a while. So I was thinking just keep it simpler for the guy that gets confused counting to 10 on his fingers. Because I only have 4 fingers and I have 2 thumbs. I have 8 fingers, 2 thumbs. So anyway, but that's interesting. Do you guys in the chat have like a specific thing you use, like beans? Because like I always get store brand. I don't see a difference because what I see the difference in is the type of meat, usually a ground beef. I've used ground turkey many a times because it was cheap.
Right.
Growing up, the kids didn't mind it, because it was cheap. And the V8 juice, I'll get store brand or I'll get regular. Salsa, it doesn't matter as long as it's not with a fruit in it. I can get the cantina style. I like the chunky better because you get the bits of onion and pepper and tomatoes in it.
And when I do mine, I don't use jars of salsa. I always get fresh vegetables and I chop mine up.
Yep. So mine was when I first started this, it was we were trying to find something semi-healthy and something cheap. So I can make a crock pot of chili for $12. So on the weeks that we didn't have money, I could make a crock pot of chili and that would last us majority of the week. You would eat it and you'd be tired of it, but that was one of the meals that we could get through a stretch. And that's where we come back to beans and chili is, a heated argument because it depends on where you grew up.
Exactly.
The Midwest, we put beans in chili and because we wanted it to stretch.
And not only that, I grew up and I still do today, we put a bed of rice down and put our chili on top of a bed of rice to make it stretch.
And that was foreign to me. We never did rice. We had white bread that you would put white bread down sometimes. Or you had, we always had wheat bread. We were bougie like that, But we would have a slice of wheat bread or white bread and then put the chili on top. That was when we were bougie. Every now and again, if we had croutons, you might put a couple in like on day 2. Not day 1. Day 2 or 3, oyster crackers if we had them. Something like that.
My mama did like oyster crackers. Yeah. I don't like oyster crackers, saltines. I don't put crackers in any of my. I don't eat just like cornbread. I don't like cornbread.
Yep.
And so many people eat cornbread with their chili. I just don't eat cornbread.
Growing up, we didn't have cornbread. We didn't do cornbread. So when I moved south, that's when I got the love for cornbread. And so now, day 2, I'll do cornbread. Day 1's usually just a bowl of chili, maybe some cheese on top.
Right.
Like keep it simple. Chili on spaghetti.
I've seen that on spaghetti noodles, but then, growing up a couple of times, but then you brought up the what Cincinnati chili is called. Yep. And I'd never seen that until I'd met you.
Yep. So Cincinnati chili, that to me is Texas chili because it has no beans in it. You add your beans later. But Texas chili also, it has more heat and more actual pepper, like chili peppers in it, than what we had in the Midwest. In the Midwest, we always had basically whatever you got in the can, or jalapenos was your main pepper, and bell peppers. Every now and again, somebody would put in, to try to be different. We would use sausage, whatever was on sale, like meat wise, bratwurst. I still like that. I'll get brats, Johnsonville store brand, whatever, the sweet Italian sausage, any kind, whatever's on sale, and cut the meat out of the casing, brown it up, and then put that in as my ground beef or ground meat, and that always adds another little flavor. And my mom hated it. She hated my chili. She was one that you have to have the ground beef a certain, like it was 80-20, and then you have to do this, and then she had steps, and she hated my chili. And I was like, it's a personal thing. I have a lot of, I don't want to say history, because I came up with it myself. I was like, why am I adding tomato juice? Why am I adding diced tomatoes? Why am I adding all this when I can get the vitamins and nutrient stuff from V8? And it cost me the same. It's actually cheaper to buy a bottle of V8 than it is all the stuff.
Right.
And, the vegetables. Well, at the time when I came up with this, the girls were babies. So you didn't have time. So it was crock pot. Let's just dump and go, dump and go, dump and go. You could brown your meat ahead of time, have it in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. So all you had to do is dump that in. And we would do that. We would buy a 5-pound log of ground meat, or we would get the turkey, and we would come home, and on the weekends, the one I wasn't working, brown it up, and then put it back in a freezer bag, and put it in the freezer. So that way it was just dump everything in, kick it on high, let it go 3-4 hours, kick it on, keep warm, and until you're ready to eat. Could be 3-4 hours later. So that was how we did it. And like I said, for $12, and it's still pretty inexpensive now. I mean, cost of everything's gone up, but you're still like $20, under $20 just for chili. And then the next day, you know, you're like, well, I want to add something to it. So you might go get cornbread or biscuits or something like that, crackers. So then your cost for the meal the next day is even less because you might have all that in your pantry. Even if you got to go to the store, it's, you know, $5-10,
Right.
and you're feeding another 4 people, you know, 5 people. So that's just my take. What's this family friendly channel? Yeah. So Cincinnati chili, it's I mean, you all know it. It's a different thing. It has no beans. You add the beans later, but it has chocolate in it, like cocoa powder. So it's kind of different. I do like it on my sketty. I don't really care for it on the hot dog as much. Hot dog chili is usually a little thicker for me and not as sweet. If that makes sense. Hot dog chili and Cincinnati chili, there's like a cross. We put those two together, and that's what I think of Texas with the heat.
Like I've had, you know, Texas Red before, and you know, no beans, of course. And I personally am not a fan of Texas Red.
The other thing I've been watching like a lot of videos where they're doing the chili cook-offs and stuff. And the one, now I'm not. There's one in Myrtle Beach, so like the World Championships or whatever. Which is kind of odd because they call it the World Championships, and I always wondered about this. But it's only people from the U.S. that are there.
The same thing I think about the Super Bowl. You're not world champions. You're freaking United States champions.
Yeah. Now, like the BMX, it's the World Championship, but they have people from Australia and all these other places show up. So I don't know. But anyway, they have the finals in Myrtle Beach. And so I was watching that, and they do a red chili, a chili verde, which is like a green chili, which I've never done, never had that I know of, and a white chili. So I was like, oh, that could be interesting. But I don't want to, I mean, our group is kind of small when it comes to like the social gatherings. So I don't want to overwhelm the categories. You know what I mean? For the first time, I mean, if we see like a lot of a huge turnout, then we'll up it the next year. You know, so we'll see what happens. But it's just something with the workout group. You know, I'll get into that. I can talk about that later. But it's just stuff that's been floating around in my head. No chili on a hot dog.
I gotta have chili on a hot dog.
I don't have to. I get moods where I'm like, I want a chili dog.
Now, sausage dog, you know, the smoked sausages, I don't need chili on those at all. But the actual hot dog, I think because it covers up the flavor of the hot dog, I don't. As I've gotten older, whenever I was a kid, I could take a hot dog and eat it right out of the package.
Yep.
But now, I go grab me a Oscar Mayer Frank or whatever I'm getting hot dogs. I don't like the taste of the hot dog, so I put the chili and stuff on it to help cover up the flavor.
Is it every hot dog or is it certain brands?
Well, I only buy the cheap certain brands. So now I have had like a Nathan's hot dog.
Yep.
Nathan's, that hot dog tasted incredible. It was 100% different than getting you a Bar S from Walmart. Yep. I mean, I was amazed at how much different the hot dog was. But I don't buy them because the same pack of hot dogs I can get for $1.19 to get 8 hot dogs for Nathan is going to cost me not $10
or more. That's the most un-American thing you can say, Charlie. Yeah. I don't know. So what I found was the wife's been having, you know, gut problems for a couple years.
Right.
And we'll get in moods where we want hot dogs, but I can't buy like Ballpark. She'll eat one and her stomach will be a wreck. If if I get the cheap ones like the Bar S or the Guatley, she's fine. But if I try to get some of the Hebrew National or Nathan's, something about that, even like store brands, she doesn't like it. They blow her up. I don't know what it is. Now, personally, I like the cheap ones, obviously Guatley, because they're cheap. And it's a hot dog. But Sam's Club has a very, very, very good one. I like Sam's Club better than I do Costco. You ever had a hot dog at the Costco?
Never have. I've only been in Costco back whenever we were servicing their contract. I've never had a membership. I've never been shopping in Costco, but I've gone in there to fix their computers and stuff and pick up a hot dog at the little counter before on my way out the door or something.
Yep, Charlie, that's pretty much what he just said. He says, so you buy crap food, put more crap on it so you can't taste it. Yep. Mom used to say, always said the super cheap hot dogs were made from chicken lips and feet. Probably. But there's something about them. Now, do you boil your hot dogs?
Never.
Or do you microwave or grill? Or pan fry?
They're either grilled or pan fried.
Okay.
If I pan fry them, I slice them down the middle, but not enough to separate it, butterfly it, put my press on it, and I grill it on both sides in the pan, or on the grill or pit boss, whatever I'm using. The outside of it's got to have that black char on it. I just love the black char on the hot dog.
Goes to there, and then that one goes to there. Okay, so we're about out of coals, and it's getting about that time. Air fry hot dogs? What?
Tamara's done that. Just because it's so much faster, just throw them in the air fryer and turn it on.
I don't use the air fryer. The wife bought one, I don't know, 10, 11 months ago, a year ago, because Pay's boyfriend's over and he likes everything way overcooked. Like, when I say way overcooked, when he does his pizza rolls in the oven or the air fryer, which he prefers the air fryer, there's no filling in it. And when you bite into it, it shatters like the way you like bacon. Like, it's just, it's not good. I don't like it. But, so I don't use air fryer. Okay. So I got little 5-ounce cups because that's what I had. I got these little spatulas the other day, little ladles, I got them at Dollar Tree. So they're like $1.50 now. But I thought they'd be fantastic for this and for possibly my chili cooker. So go ahead and divvy up a couple samples. I'll get out spoons. See, that's a good amount. Yeah. And like my thought was for the cook-off, like once you come in, you'll have to, I say check in, but it's you stop and you get your 2 tickets and a spoon.
Do one at a time.
Yep. So then that way you're guaranteed to get your 2 tickets and not more. So that way it's kind of honest. And then you get your spoon. So that way we don't have to have 1,000 spoons. And I've got a bunch of these 5-ounce cups, and I got 2-ounce cups. But that looks like about a 2-ounce serving. So that is, mental note, fantastic. You want a killer hot dog, rub it with a little mayo sprinkle, your favorite rub, seasoning, put it in the air fryer. Now, I do like the slot dog. I don't know, you guys have seen it. You push it down, it puts the hatches on it with, and then I'll give it a little spritz of oil sometimes not. Usually just hot dog water, the packaged water. And roll it in a rub and then grill it. I don't pan fry those because I want that. I don't want to rub the seasoning off.
Right. And I don't have one of those slot dog makers like you.
Yeah.
So I just sprinkle the seasoning while they're on the grill.
I got one when that guy first started, and I don't use it a lot. But all right, so this is the beer cheese sausage and taters. I got a piece of sausage and a tater.
Me too. Actually, isn't bad.
Surprisingly, the cheese reminds me of nacho cheese watered down, like that. The plastic cheese that you really like.
I'm not getting any beer cheese flavor at all.
It's like watered down nacho flavor, like the plastic cheese, not Velveeta, but the cheese that comes in a can.
The Swedish cheese.
Well, the ladle cheese they put on nachos.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
The big number 10 can.
Yeah, watered down. That's what I'm getting there. Sausage has no flavor, but the texture's there. And the tater, it's a tater.
Yeah, it's got the perfect amount of firmness. It's not super soft. There's just a hint of spice to it.
Yep, I'm getting a little bit of spice because I just tried it without the. I just tried the sauce without with just the seasoning in it. I mean, y'all can't see that, but so
no, that's pretty good.
That is way better than what the PBR one was. Way better.
A whole lot better than what I expected.
Yes,
I would actually buy this and have this at the house.
I don't know I'd go that far, but that's good. He found something he likes.
Yeah, I like that one.
Y'all know how picky he is.
Okay. Not at all.
All right. Next set. That was surprising. Now this one is should be the steakhouse style steak and bean. So I don't know if we scorched the bean or just the. This might be the roasted corn because my corn's roasted. Yep. So I got them backwards. So this is actually
okay.
So this one's actually the roasted corn, grilled chicken, because the chicken doesn't look like chicken.
You don't.
But the corn is roasted. You can't see it, but it's really roasted. So.
And I know this. We didn't char anything in there.
Ooh, it's got white beans in it. It's not bad. The broth is a little sweet because it's the barbecue style, so it's got a little sweet to it. I don't get barbecue.
I don't either. This one I actually taste tin. I get that tin can flavor you're talking about. Yeah. I actually get that flavor in this one.
Just the broth. This is what's interesting for me. You know how when you use pulled pork in a stew or something like that, and you get a little bit of that pork grease, or if you use like I like taking ribs day or two later and pulling them off the bone and using the rib meat in soups or whatever. I'm getting that kind of flavor, like the pork juice mixed in with the broth.
I get that tinny flavor and almost like a ketchup flavor.
But the vegetables are right. I mean, it's hard to screw up corn. If that's chicken, it's very hard to.
Yeah.
It's hard to think that's chicken because it's got.
At it, the even color is not right.
Yeah, the texture looks like. I mean, it looks like beef, but it's roasted corn, which is what that one is. Although it is tasty. The sweetness as I get another bite, it is kind of different because I wasn't expecting. It's like pork ribs in a stew, is what I'm getting.
It's not that bad, but actually I like the first one better.
Neither one of them are standing out like, oh man, I can't wait to go get into this. So, but I don't know.
But like this beer cheese, if that was in the cabinet at the house, that would be a really quick snack for lunch, real quick. Like if I'm at work, come home, eat that real quick, and then get back out. I would do that. This one we just tried.
Now I try the beer cheese again. That would be good on a bowl of nachos. Like just have the nacho chips or use it as a dip. I would dig that with some Tostitos scoops or Fritos.
Okay. We definitely have to find a way to thicken it up first.
We just reduce it some more. But with some Frito scoops,
right,
or Tostitos scoops, I think you're on the money with that one. All right. The next one, we don't know what it is. Oh, that one's this one is the Smokehouse grilled chicken, potato with roasted vegetables. Okay. And it looks like it got some grill on the corn, which is good, and some of the peppers. See a lot more vegetables in it.
Yeah, this one's full of potatoes.
Yep. Potatoes are cheap. There's some carrot. I got carrot.
Some red bell pepper, it looks like.
Well, that's not a carrot. That's a pepper. It's a bell pepper. Huh. Interesting. Now that one's tasty. This one I would go back and get.
This is the best so far.
Yep. I would go back and get this one. The green one is my so far first place. Yeah. I'm digging this one. Yep. It's smooth.
I think it needs a little bit of salt.
Yep.
Even though I know it's full of sodium already, it needs a little bit more.
Yep. I can go with that.
Yeah, this one is good.
But it doesn't need a lot, just like a little, maybe 2 cracks of the grinder. It's not overly spicy. Let's say grilled chicken. The chicken, I'm having a hard time finding chicken in this sample. But the vegetables are really good. Yeah, I like that one.
A really good broth.
And it's the broth. How would you describe the broth? Kind of like an Italian style chicken broth. It does have a little sweet in
You're
it.
getting like a chicken and dumplings type broth.
Yep, like thin.
You're right.
It's the consistency of Italian dressing. But clear winner. Clear winner on that one.
Oh yeah.
All right. This next one is the other one of these two. So steak and bean, which I think is that one because I see beans in it. That looks like chicken. Yep, that's chicken. So I was right the first time. So I was right the first time. So this does have like the roasted corn as well.
And this has a lot of chicken in it. Big pieces.
Yep, mine are kind of big.
And roasted corn.
Chunks of bell pepper. I don't see any onion, but I know it's in there because onion's cheap and flavorful.
Right.
A lot of corn. But I do like it. Very similar. It's got a sweet.
The sweetness really pops out.
Yeah, it's got a sweetness to it that I wouldn't expect out of it. But again, it's the barbecue style chicken. So it's like you watered down. It's like you took a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's, like 2 tablespoons, and added it to a cup of chicken broth, and then added that to your cooked corn. And I did get a bean. I didn't get a lot of beans in it in this sample. Could be just a sample. There's probably more in the can.
Yeah, and there's a couple in my cup.
Yeah. What's up, Rick? Got up late. That's fine, buddy. It's fine. We're just chilling, man. I like this one too. It's not. I don't know. It would be my absolute favorite. The green one's my favorite.
Yeah.
This one would probably be second if it had more chicken and more bean in my sample.
I think that's the way it goes. I think it's the green one first, that one second, cheese third, and that one last.
Yep. So if I was gonna any of them I would buy again, it would be the green one. The rest of them I could do without. That's just my opinion. The barbecue style, the smokehouse and the barbecue, you do get that sweetness, like you took 2 tablespoons of Sweet Baby Ray's and to a cup of broth and mixed it up. The one was odd because it does taste like if you took your saucy ribs the next day or 2 days later, chopped it all up and poured the meat and all that stuff into your soup. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you guys repurpose ribs and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what that tastes like. So does it have a barbecue flavor?
Barely.
I do get barbecue sauce, like a hint,
right?
In the fire roasted. The vegetables were good. I will say the beard cheese did not it was better than I expected.
Yes.
Very, very much better than the PBR ones, the Pabst Blue Ribbon. But all right. And we're right on time. It is 10 o'clock. So what's your final thoughts?
I pretty much already said it. The order, I think, is going to be this one, and then that one.
Okay. Okay. Well, you got anything else?
The only one that I would not buy is the steakhouse one right here, which is odd because I actually thought that was going to be my favorite. Going into this, I thought that would be my favorite, and that's my least favorite.
Yep. I mean, looking at it, it looks fantastic, but it the barbecue flavor was just off in it.
Right.
You know, I don't like sweet beef, if that makes sense.
One of my friends, his father passed away, and yesterday was his celebration of life. And so he called me and wanted me to make barbecue for the celebration. So I did 30 pounds of pulled pork for him. And he come to the house yesterday and picked it up, and we talked for a little bit. And he was tasting it. He loved it, and he was wanting to know if all of this doesn't get eaten, what are some other purposes I can use for it?
Yep.
And so I just gave him a couple ideas, but here's somebody who has I can't say no cooking experience, but does not do what we do.
Right.
He's already thinking in his head, what can I do? This is a lot of meat. What can I do with it if it doesn't all get eaten?
Right. And, I mean, we do that with pulled pork. I mean, I've put it in chili. I've put it in eggs. I've put it in, pretty much anything. Made a stew, pork stew, and the wife doesn't really care.
Brunswick stew.
Yeah, Brunswick stew is usually the big one. Wife's got a friend coming in next weekend, and she wants pulled pork. So I think I have pulled pork. I don't know. Pay rated my freezer. So if I have pulled pork, then I'll give her some. In exchange, she's going to teach me how to pressure can. So
I told Teresa that when Jan come down, she was going to be doing that. And I said, you need to go down there so you can learn how to make jelly.
Yeah, the wife wants to make jellies, so we'll be doing some jellies. She was going to show me how to pressure can because I don't know if anybody's done this. I know we're at time, but so I saved we did a low country boil. We'll just start from the beginning. We did a low country boil, and I saved all the water from it. We did it in the bucket. It was only like 5 of us. So we did a small boil. I saved about a little over 2 gallons of water. Yeah, 2 out of the 2.5 that the bucket calls for. Anyway, so I saved that, and then I got to get it out this week because I froze it.
And that was with all the seasoning and spices in the bottom of the bucket. All the good stuff is there.
Yep. So I'm going to pull it out. I got to thaw it out, and then I'm going to reduce it, hopefully by half, and then I want to can it. So I don't know if anybody does that kind of thing or if it's just me. I've never heard anybody doing that. I mean, anytime I look up broth canning, it's always beef or chicken,
turkey.
Now I see a lot of them do the quick broths where they throw all the shrimp heads and tails and all that stuff in the pot and bring it to a rapid boil for a few hours, about an hour or so, and then
drain it through cheesecloth.
Yep. Or they do it in the Instant Pot. So, but they don't ever can it. They use it right away. So I'm like, if I pressure can it, it should be good, I would think.
I would think so.
But that's the thought. That's what I'm going to try to do next week is when that's going to happen, hopefully. But
I remember I was small at grandma's house. All the ladies in the family would gather around a particular weekend, and they spent the whole weekend canning. They would go to their vineyard, pick all kinds of grapes. They would bring in strawberries. They would pick the vegetables and stuff, and they just made all the women jams and jellies. Did green beans, squash, all kinds of stuff like that. And they just spent a whole weekend together, and that's all they did.
Yep. So let me give a shameless plug to Honey Badger. He's doing a marathon cook to start at like 8 o'clock this morning. Supposed to be doing a bunch of pumpkin stuff. So go check him out if you haven't. But yeah, he's been doing a lot of lives this week getting ready for the marathon. So I think he done the other day. He did 2 lives in a day. Just kind of pop up stuff, little here, little there. Let's see, coming up next week, Wife's going in for rotator cuff surgery on Tuesday. So,
And I just got my doctor's report about my MRI on my rotator cuff, and I go into the surgeon on Wednesday next week for him to decide whether he can do injections and wants to try injections first, or he said because of my age, he might just want to go ahead and do surgery, but he wants to sit down with me and go through the MRIs and stuff first.
yep.
And I'm like, if injections might possibly fix it, why do you even worry about surgery? And he was saying because of my age and my healing properties, they're
Yep.
not going to be near as good.
Being diabetic and being
Right.
over 50, you don't heal as fast. Yep. And my dad goes in. I don't talk about dad much, but he's going in for surgery on Tuesday as well. So, thoughts and prayers. All that goes good. The wife's surgery right now, we don't know what time she goes in, but the estimated thing was it could be up to a 4-hour wait before the surgery, 2 to 3 hours surgery, and then at least 4 hours after. So it's going to be a long day.
Now, look at this now. Since I poured half of the can in the first time, all the beans and all the heavy vegetables sent to the bottom of the can. Now that I put the rest of it in here, now you can see all the vegetables now.
Yeah.
Especially the beans in this one.
Yep.
So that's why we didn't have as much in our
That's what I said. In the sample that I had, that was what I don't want to say that all of it was like that, but just the bit that I had. So, which that's part of the barbecue judging that we do is the sample that I had, not the whole box.
Exactly.
What I had, this is what I got.
Yeah. If we were judging this, our appearance scores, I think, would be a whole lot completely different from our flavor profile scores.
You can can broth. You just have to take out the bones. Yeah, and that's what once I reduce this, then I'm gonna run through. I'll pour it into through a coffee filter or something like that to pull out all the spices and stuff that didn't dissolve.
Right. The cheesecloth would be, I think, faster and easier than the coffee filter.
Yeah, the coffee filter to make it cleaner would get more of the stuff out of it. I'd have to use more coffee filters, but it's kind of like what I do with bacon grease.
Right.
You know, the cheesecloth will get all the big stuff, but the filter will get out more of it to make it more. I don't want to say more of a pure broth, but you know what I mean, like a cleaner broth. Kind of like your
less contaminants in it.
The difference between broth and stock, kind of thing. The looking at it, so it's not as cloudy. I'm thinking. Seen a YouTuber can up barbecued chicken after she cooked it. I've seen some stuff like that too, and I don't know. That's just. I watch those homesteaders do canning, and I'm like, that's amazing.
Right.
That's just out. Thank you for the prayers. Yeah. So, wife said she's kind of setting in the nerves. So she said that yesterday. So we'll see. I mean, it's gonna go. It's gonna happen. So, but anything exciting happen your way?
Yeah, I got my new rental car from work. They delivered it to me from Syracuse, New York. I got into it. My Tuesday was my first day driving the rental car. I mean, the company, my new van. I went up to the mountains. I had to run a whole bunch of service calls. Tuesday, everything went fine. Coming down the mountain, coming home, whenever I would hit the brake, there was a shimmy. So I'm thinking, okay, the rotors could be wore, brake pads could be just worn out incorrectly, whatever. And so I said, well, whenever there's time for the oil change, when I do that, I'm going to have them check the brakes too. That was on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I went to Charlotte, and then I had to go to Florence. So I come back down I-77. I got to a little bit past Carowinds, and my transmission went into limp mode, and the car just slowed down really bad, and I had to go from Carowinds to home at 20 miles an hour.
That's about a 25-minute drive,
and
without traffic.
I got home, parked it. I went and got my code reader, put it on, no engine codes whatsoever, and I called the fleet company and let them know what was going on. They called a wrecker, come to my house, picked up the work van, took it to Firestone. Firestone put it on their computers. The reason that I had no codes is because they were all transmission codes, and my reader doesn't do transmission codes. So they gave me all 3 of the codes. It was 3 different transmission codes, and they said, we don't work on transmissions. This needs to be taken to the dealer. I called the fleet company back. They got a record to take it from there to Rock Hill Nissan, because this is a Nissan work van. I haven't heard back anything yet, but one day after I got my work van, transmission went out. Luckily, I hadn't turned the rental car in yet, and I still had it, and that's what I'm still driving.
Well, good. All right, well, let's get out of here. Thank you all for showing up. And, if you want to try these soups, try them out. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if I came home and the wife had one of these set up. Like I said, I like the green one better. Rusty liked which one was your favorite? The green one. And then number 2's kind of, between if you want the barbecue style, those have a barbecue notes to them. And then the beer cheese, it was better than the Pabst Blue Ribbon that I tried a month or so ago. And I've had these in the pantry for a while. So
the last month of lives we've done sitting in the kitchen, I'm looking, they're still over there.
Yep. So, but I didn't want to fix a soup, all 4 of them, and taste them myself. And then, so I was like, well, anyway. So let's get out of here. I don't know. Y'all have a good day. Looks like we're getting some cloud cover. Could be some rain coming. Birds are chirping. And I'm blessed that I was able to do this. So y'all have a good week, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, it's 2 rolls in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Even if you're reheating, rock on. Y'all are awesome.
Have a great week, guys.
Let's be careful out there.